Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining this webinar series about for sale by owners for FSBO success. The guest speaker today is going to be Mr. Pat Javdan, broker of record, and he's going to share with you his knowledge and ideas about FSBOs and also how to get leads for FSBOs. So very important topic, and this topic will be for about 20 to 30 minutes. So, and then if you have more questions, you can definitely contact Mr. Pat for more information. I also want to share with you United Realty of Canada's website is urock365.com. And if you go on that website, you will see this calendar, Top Performance Realtor Training 2020 calendar. So there are a lot of events that we are hosting for the next couple of months. So if you have any questions, then definitely contact Janet at 416-419-8906. She can give you more information about some of these training programs. And you don't have to be an agent of United Realty. You can be an agent of any other brokerage, and you're very welcome to join us for these webinar series. Also, if you're interested on how to generate hot leads, then contact myself, Jerry, at 647-854-3224. So Pat, you are ready, so you can start right now.
Thank you so much, Jerry, and welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about FSBO for sale by owner. So before I touch on 10 key points in FSBO, I'd like to mention 10 reasons why FSBO fails. So when you talk and call these sellers, you can learn from these points and talk about it and explain to these buyers. Now, today, because our webinars is only about 20-30 minutes, we don't have time to elaborate and discuss it in length. But people who join United Realty of Canada, they can join the coaching program that we have. Then we're gonna talk in more details. So now let me start with 10 reasons why FSBO fail. Number one reason, if you go to the first slide, number one reason, I cannot see my, let's see, yeah. The first thing that you can talk to owners, for sale by owners, sellers do not know how to prepare the property before the listing. Almost all sellers, they cannot prepare their property properly. They don't know what to do. And this is the big factor in failing selling their property successfully. So this is one point that you can talk and elaborate to the seller. So this is number one reason. If you go number two reason, sellers do not know how to pre-qualify potential buyers. This is another big important key in failing FSBO. So because role of realtors, good realtors, is pre-qualifying buyers, finding buyers that they can afford, they can close, and find the best offer and best buyer for the property. So this process also, because realtors are professional, they have knowledge, they have experience, they can provide this service properly. So this is second reason that FSBO fails. They go to number three. Sellers do not know how to handle appointments and inquiries. This is a big one. And the reason is, if you put you get maybe 10 calls, 20 calls per day, and you don't know how to arrange that, you don't know how to talk to them, you don't know how to, make a showing, make an appointment. This is going to be hell for everybody. This is going to be hell for the potential buyers. This is going to be hell for the sellers, and they're not going to, utilize these calls, these potential buyers, because it's going to be very frustrating for the sellers. So this is very big one. We go number four. Sellers do not know how to handle showings properly. Let's say if the showings happens, They don't know, how to explain the property. They don't know how to show it. They don't know how to, communicate properly with the potential buyers. And this is very important to make sure that the professional realtors, they can communicate properly, they can communicate effectively, and they can, arrange these showings effectively, either in open house, either in, single showings. So this is another big headache for the sellers. So sometimes after this, they give up, they get frustrated. So this is number 4 and number 4 that they get frustrated. Now we go to number 5. Number 5, sellers do not know how to negotiate and handle offers. Especially these days, because the inventory is very low, and I'm seeing many properties. They go to the multiple offer situation. Many of them actually, this the houses between $700,000 to $1 million is almost 70%. They go on multiple offer right now. So negotiating and handling offers, this is another big task, big task for the sellers. So this is again, this is another thing that you can talk to your to this FSBO and talk about it, explain about this situation and these difficulties that they might face. We go to number 6. Sellers do not know how to deal with home inspection issues. Almost every houses, every properties have problems, either problems or big problems. They don't know how to fix it. They don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to address it, and they don't know how to handle this inspection. So professional realtors and professional home inspector, they can come and advise how to get ready, how to make a problem, fix the problem, and make the property ready. So this is again very important, because if the house and the property is not in good situation, is not presentable, then they cannot get the price they're looking for. So we go to the next one. Next one is number 7. If you go to number 7, number 7, sellers do not attract buyer agents. If they miss the MLS, MLS is, almost everybody knows that they have hundreds of thousands of people, international, nationally, from international, from everywhere, 100,000 of agents, they're looking at these properties. So if they go FSBO, they miss this MLS opportunity. And also because the buyer agents, they are not involved, and 80% of the sales is done by buyer agents. So if you eliminate these buyer agents from your pool of buyers, then you're eliminating 80% of potential buyers. So this is again extremely important. So we go to number 8. Lack of marketing exposure. Usually people, when they sell by for sale by owner, usually they put it either in Kijiji or maybe in few websites. And this is not enough. The agent who has experience, and they have a marketing plan, clear marketing plan, they go beyond MLS. They go way beyond MLS and beyond those Kijiji and other media that sellers they might use to attract buyers. So lack of marketing exposure also extremely important. We go to number 9. Wrong price. Always it happens, because there is no CMA done properly, comparative market analysis. is not done. And this has to be done by professional, and professional, I mean professional realtors that have experience, especially in CMA. They have experience in the area. They have knowledge of the market. You know, they have information about the market, and they can price the property correctly. And usually they don't do you know, set the price correctly. Either they put it, or usually they put it too high, and the property stays set in the market for sometimes months. And this is gonna hurt, you know, at the end of the day, is not gonna be good for the seller. So the wrong price. So we go to number 10. We go to number 10. Again, this is sellers do not know the closing procedure. You know, the closing procedure, what is involved, you know, from the time that, let's say, they find a buyer, they put an offer, they don't know, after they put the offer, they might have a condition, inspection condition, financing condition, they might have a problem. Let's say they put the closing for next 3 months. These 3 months, they need to see the property sometimes 2-3 times. There are so many problems can arise from this in these 3 months. Plus, the, you know, the closing date, you know, finding a right lawyer, right people that they can close this properly. So they get stuck in this little, quote unquote, little details. But it's going to be big problem at the end of the day. So these 10 points that most make this FSBO fail. Now, if you go to how to deal with FSBO, 10 rules of FSBO, we're going to talk about basically 10. Rule number 1, everybody asking how to find FSBOs, how to find for sale by owner. Usually, you know, sometimes you drive and see for sale by owners here and there. But beyond that, you can find for sale by owner in many websites. I'm going to mention few of them. There are dozens of them. I'm going to mention few of them that I have tried and it works. So first one I'm going to talk about, we go to the next slide, Redex. Redex is an American company, but this has a monthly payment. So if you subscribe to Redex, also there is available in Canada. If you subscribe to Redex, I don't know if it's $59 or $49 per month. They have different packages. You can choose one package, and they give you for sale by owners. So this is very good one. I recommend this. If anybody interested, go subscribe to Redex. Another one that I like to mention it, for sale by owner.ca. This is very good one, and I tried it few times. It works. You can see the seller's property, seller's phone number, seller's email number. You can call them, and you can set an appointment to see these sellers. So this is a good one, and this one is free. This one is free. You can check it today. This is a very good source to find a FSBO. We go to the next one. Propertysold.ca. Also, this is another one. You can check for sale by owner. This is for Canada also. So you can go and check this website as well. So we go to another one, next one. Land Voice. Also, this is, you can find the FSBO in this website. This is 4 of them. They are very good. Also, beside this website, that I recommend at least check FSBO, you know, for sale by owner.ca, because it's free. And the next one you can check, if you go to next slide, classified ads. You know, if you go to classified ads, your local newspaper, whatever you live, wherever you live, you can see or go to the classified real estate section. Many times sellers put an ad there. you can find a seller, FSBO in this classified. Then you go next one. You can find seller in Craigslist. Craigslist is American. This sometimes, you know, this is not my favorite one, Craigslist, but I know people, they can find seller from this Craigslist. Also, you can check from Craigslist because many people, they're looking for leads and many people are paying for these leads. You can find these leads for free here. We go to the next slide. Kijiji, another one, you can go and find sellers. So this is 6 of them. I just mentioned it. There are more. You can explore and you can find FSBO there. This is rule number 1, how to find seller. Now we go to rule number 2. Main goal when you're calling FSBO to get appointment, you are not getting listing over the phone. You are not, talking about if they are wrong or they are doing a wrong thing. You never ever should mention that they are wrong. The main point, get an appointment. So how to get an appointment? We go to the next slide. So there's few examples here. One of them is very popular. You can ask request an inspection. Is here written on the right side, you can see it. You can request inspection. For example, it's, hello, my name is Pat. I understand you're selling your property on your own. That's fantastic. I like to see property if it's possible. Usually 70–80% of the seller, they will say yes. 70–80% of people, they say yes. So this is just simple request. You introduce yourself to get an appointment to go for inspection. That's one reason. Another one, you can ask them, are you, if you don't want to waste your time, are you co-oping with agents? And almost all of them, they said yes, because they don't mind if you bring a buyer, they pay you commission. So this is another thing you can ask them, or you can ask them pre-qualifying a question. Why the reason you're selling your property on your own? Few that we can talk about this in details when you come to the coaching program. Another thing that you can ask them for the appointments, you can tell them, it's fantastic that you're selling your property on your own, but I have 30 important tips when you're selling with or without agent, that you have to follow these 30 points that make your property be sold, make your property sold faster, and also with a higher price. So would you like me to email it to you? Would you like me to bring it to you and explain them one by one? 70–80% of sellers, they will say yes, because you are not asking for listing. You are not pressuring them. You are not telling them they are wrong. So you are giving the valuable tips, and you're asking for appointment. Another one is no obligation and free home evaluation. You tell them, I can give you free home evaluation, no obligation. And again, majority will say yes. All these things is to get appointment, face-to-face appointment with them. So this rule is very important. Rule number 2, get an appointment. Now you can come up with the other, creative question to get the appointment, but you have to call if you are interested to get business from FSBO. You can call at least, let's say, set a time every day, call at least 10 or 20 FSBO every single day. 10 or 20 FSBO every single day. You call them and get an appointment. That's your task, getting an appointment. So, so this is rule number 2, extremely important. We go to rule number 3. Never ever say, I have a buyer. Unless you have a buyer and the seller cooperates with the agents, but never ever say, I have a buyer, because you're not you don't want to start your relationship with the seller based on a lie. And almost everybody knows that you're lying. So never ever say, I have a buyer, okay? Again, another reason you should not say that, because when you say I have a buyer, you're confirming that the selling by owner is the correct way. The seller thinks, okay, so my method is working perfectly. I put it for sale by owner by myself, and agent calling me, bring me buyer. So you're confirming that the method is right, which is wrong, you know, because we talked about it 10 points before this. So never say, I have a buyer, and you're giving them the wrong message. Also, you're starting the relationship with a lie. So never say that. This is rule number 3. We go to rule number 4. Do not say they are wrong. This is, again, is extremely important, because when you call seller, you have to say, oh, that's fantastic, that's great. But you have to ask key question. I prefer to ask question in person. For example, how long has your listing been on the market? Did you receive a offer? Did you get any offers? And how did you set your asking price? With what method you asking price? And anybody helping you with asking price? You set your asking price. This is pre-qualifying question, and this is the breaking the ice, and this is show them that you are professional. You can help them in this way professionally. So never ever say they are wrong. And go to rule number 5. Rule number 5, you know, many people in the industry, real estate industry, they are, you know, hooked on the script, and they're asking for the magic script. There is no magic script. You know, you have to, when you call people either for FSBO or for cold calling, for leads, whatever, you have to follow common sense question. For example, when you call, you have to introduce yourself. And for example, for FSBO, you ask, okay, you say, yeah, hi, my name is Pat. I understand you're selling your property on your own. Is it possible to come for me to inspect your property? Tuesday, 4 p.m. is good for you, or Wednesday, you know, very, very simple. There is no magic to it. Very simple, common sense. So don't expect there is a script that is a magic and you can get an appointment. So we go to rule number 6. When you're talking to people, you have to give value and information at the first meeting and create trust. And you know, because they don't know you. You're a stranger. You might be a professional realtor. You might be a person with dignity. You might have lots of knowledge, but the reality is they don't know you. You just call them, you know. So you have to create this trust. Don't expect them when you call them and you, for example, you say they are wrong and they're gonna give them the listing to you. Never say they are wrong. So the first thing is give valuable information and create trust. We go to the next slide. If you go to next slide, you know, as I speak before, you know, you can give them 30 tips how to sell your property at the highest price in the fastest time. Or you can give them a market report, free market report, or you can give them neighborhood report, or you can them CMA, comparative market analysis. So you are giving this information, you educate them for free, you create trust. First of all, you tell them that you have knowledge, you care, and you're creating trust. We go to the next slide. Rule number 7, you have to have a unique value proposition, UVP. For example, because many people, many agents, they call this FSBO, you know, and everybody say, yeah, you're wrong, FSBO is bad, I can sell it faster for you, give your listing to me. So they get 10 calls per day. So why they have to listen to you? So you have to have a unique value proposition. One of the unique value proposition could be your guarantees. You know, if you join United Realty of Canada, we're going to coach you how to give this UVP and how to give them guarantees. For example, cancellation guarantee, satisfaction guarantee, performance guarantee. You can begin the communication guarantee, feedback guarantee. There are so many guarantees on the paper. You can sign them, give it to them, or any other unique value proposition that you might have on your own. This is already a few examples. So you have to make this unique proposition and you make yourself different from the other agents. So this is rule number 7, UVP. Go to next one. Rule number 8, you have to have a clear, impressive marketing plan. And this is extremely important to be successful. Also, you know, to show them that you have this plan, this unique marketing plan. This marketing plan has to be written, has to be visualized by the seller. You have to show them, show your plan in details. Don't say, I'm going to put it on MLS. Every agent, they're going to put it on MLS. Every agent, they're going to put it on MLS. Or I'm going to send you flyers. That's everybody do that. So you have to have very unique marketing plan in details. You have to show them, and you have to show this marketing plan, how it works. Also, who is working to make this marketing plan happen, you know? You have to show your team. You have to show your support. If you have a digital marketing staff or help, if you have companies helping you, if you have other you know, tools that you're doing this, you have to show them. You have to prove them that your unique marketing plan works. So this is because they usually, as we mentioned before, they have lack of you know, advertising, lack of exposure. So this could be a, you know, a big deal to get the listing from them. So we go to rule number 9. Give them time. You know, when you see, even when you meet them, again, you meet them for the first time, you have to make a rapport. You have to make sure that they know you, they trust you, give them valuable information. And they said, no problem, keep your listing for 30 days in the market, see what happens. Any question that you have, by all means, call me. I will answer it, no obligation. I'm here for you in these 30 days. And any question you have, you can call me, no problem. I give you information, I direct you how to sell your property for the highest price. But after 30 days, if you don't sell it, would you consider me to come and talk to you for a listing? So give them time. Do not expect at the first meeting that they give you a listing. This is a big deal. And believe me, this one works. So you're making trust. This is rule number 9. We go to the next rule. Rule number 10, some people call it handling objection and objections. Actually, you know, handling objection is title. I don't like the title. Many people use it. I use it too. But objection, some people, you know, they get the wrong idea from these objections. They think, okay, objection means whatever the seller says, we have to shut them down. This is wrong. You know, you have to be pushy, salesy people to shut the seller down and, you know, and tell them that any objection they have is not valid. Is wrong. So basically, I would change this subject, this topic to, you know, like education. You know, how to educate the seller. You know, how to educate them. We have few examples because our webinar is usually half an hour. We are almost at the end. We're gonna mention few of them here. For example, for few example, if sellers say, I save money, and you will answer 90% of for sale by owner homes are sold by real estate agents. So you eliminate vast majority of buyers from your even looking at your home. That's we mentioned it on our previous talk. So they said save money, but they're eliminating many buyers from the potential buyers. We go to the next one. If the seller said, I'm going to see if I can sell it on my own, you don't say that's right. You said that's great, but make sure that you have to know how to pre-qualify buyers. Pre-qualifying buyers needs a professional. So again, if they say, yeah, I'm gonna handle it, you can answer it this way. We go to the next one. If the seller said, I have Craigslist ad, I'll put it in the paper. Again, you will say that's fantastic, it's a good way to advertise. It's not the only way to advertise, but you know there are more than 10 ways to attract buyers. You give them information, you educate them. It's not only Craigslist. You give them 10 more ways on your unique marketing plans. You can give them 10 more ways to attract buyers, or even 20 more ways to attract buyers. We had one webinar about mega open house. We're gonna talk about it later again. I hope you join the mega open house, and you learn a lot how to attract buyers and how to sell the property in open house. So you tell them, yeah, it's great, Craigslist is great, but there are many ways that you can promote your property that I can direct you, I can do it for you. We go to the next. If somebody said, oh, I have someone who is interested, you said, again, that's a great news because it's not a bad news, right? And but you have to tell them, you have to know pre-negotiation strategies that will assist you to secure the best possible offer without wasting time. So again, pre-qualifying, negotiation, this is another big topic that professional that they can do it better. So again, if they said, I have somebody, you can explain it like this to them. So we go next one. If said, okay, for the closing, my friend is a lawyer, he's going to do the paperwork. Again, you said, I'm glad that you brought that up. The 4 big steps in getting your home sold are exposure, responding to buyers, negotiating, and paperwork. And I'm just curious, how is your friend going to assist you with these other big steps? You know, yeah, the friend is lawyer, great, that's fantastic. But your friend, can you do other extremely important steps to sell your property or not? So this is another one. If they said they have a lawyer, we go to the next one. Seller said, I cannot afford to list with a real estate agent. And you will say, I understand, but setting the wrong price could cost you even more. So why? If they set it too high, the property is going to stay sitting in the market for 2, 3, 4 months, and everybody sees something is wrong with the house, and they have to sell it with $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 less, or they might put a wrong price, low wrong price, and they lose money there. So this is another example. This is just example. They are not breakthrough. You can come up with your own script. We go to the next one. If seller said, I don't think real estate agents are worth the money, you said selecting a top real estate agent is a serious and important process. Why don't we meet this evening, and I can assist you in writing the key question to ask every real estate agent you interview. It means you don't have to hire me, but if in order to hire a real estate agent that can bring you more money, you have to follow these to hire a right realtor. We go to the next. If the seller said, will you cut your fee in half to sell my house? You said no, but I can explain. our loyalty and rebate program to you. Would you have time to meet tomorrow afternoon or evening? You said, no, I cannot cut my commission, but we have a rebate program, loyalty program, that I can explain it to you. I can explain it this afternoon or tomorrow. This is how you get a handle the objection and get an appointment. We go next. So we said, a seller says, what can you do that I cannot do to sell my home? He said, offer experience, peace of mind, a representative on your side, price setting, marketing plan, superior exposure, professional showings and appointments, open house, offer presentation, negotiation, and after sale services. So this is a big deal that realtors are giving it to the sellers. So this is another example of how to handle these concerns, let's say objection, concern, and you educate them. So this was the 10 points that I'd like to mention to you. And please, next slide. If you are interested, you can call United Realty of Canada. You can call Janet, our office manager. You can call to see if can join United Realty of Canada, and we can coach you not only in FSBO, in many other areas, in residential, in commercial. We have a coaching program, and you can join us and to be successful. Thank you very much. I hope you learned few things today. Hopefully we talk later.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat, for the fantastic webinar for FSBOs. I really loved it, especially the objection handlings. And I like your point, instead of saying objection handlings, how do you respond to the seller's questions or educate them on the phone, and thereby increasing your chances for getting that appointment. And I think the most important thing is getting that appointment which everybody wants, right?
Yes,
I
exactly.
wanted everybody to know that, please go to urock365.com website and register there if you're interested to get hot leads. You can text me, Jerry 647-854-3224, or you can even contact Janet, our office manager, at 416-419-8906 to talk about some of the upcoming webinar series that is going to happen. So you have the entire calendar until December to have a look at that. So thank you very much, Pat. Thank you, everybody. This webinar is recorded. And what we're going to do that once it is recorded, then we will make sure that you get a copy of this webinar. Thank you, everybody, and have a good afternoon.
Thank you. See you soon. Join us for the next webinar. See you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.